everybody, this is Mr. Crafty, and today I'm going to be talking about, this is more of a, I guess you could call it a manga review. It's more essentially my, take on it. I'm not, going too deep in it. I'm just going over why I like this specific mangaka. The reason why I say manga, not anime as well, is because right now, what I'm talking about is Chainsaw Man, and currently it is not an anime yet. It is coming out this year, though, and even, part 2 should be coming out this month in terms of chapter-wise, in terms of the manga, but with that out of the way, I'm be going over, Chainsaw Man. So this is up to Future Max to decide, but probably the title of this video is something like why I read Chainsaw Man or Chainsaw Man's amazing. And okay, so I'm gonna get into that. And before I get into that, I might just say I just started my new Discord server. You guys can go join it. Links in the description. There's a lot of good stuff in there. A lot of special roles. You can ask me questions directly, recommend videos to me directly, or even just chat, or even debate me. It's up to you. Anyway, so back to the main topic, Chainsaw Man. So this is more my own take on it. So I was recommended Chainsaw Man by actually a friend of mine. He's actually been on my channel before. You've seen him, you know him. He's Adam. You loved him. I assume you guys love him. But let's not praise him. Let's get back to the thing. So it was recommended to me by him. Now, me going into it, I wasn't really thinking too much of it. I thought maybe it was overhyped. I didn't even really have an opinion on it. And my God, this thing, the Chainsaw Man, amazing. I can't describe it. It was just pure. I'm sorry. This is the best the best manga of all time, in my opinion. I was going into it, hey, this is probably gonna be like a Demon Slayer level type manga, something that's really good. I'm not just getting into it, right? If I had to rate this out of a scale of 1 to 10, it's a million. There's no number quantifiable. This is just a brilliant manga. Now, I will go into some things what I loved about it. If I have to be honest, the main thing that pulled me towards it was actually Denji, which I am not gonna go over too much of that. Maybe a little in this. I'm not gonna really go over too much of that right now. That's actually gonna be a separate video, which I did kind of hint at it in my Asta video when I talked about him. But let's just focus on I love Chainsaw Man for what it is besides Denji. So Chainsaw Man takes place in I'm pretty sure during the Cold War era. So that'd be around the 1980s, 70s, somewhere around that, right? So it's not current time, which is something I didn't actually know till later on while reading it, but which is an interesting taste. I mean, there's no modern technology, and if to understand Chainsaw Man, you have to understand what it is. So like I said, it's put in that time period, right? There's non-modern technology, it's more of olden time, and it's taking place in Japan. More specifically, his character is taking place in Japan. We actually do get to see other parts of the world, which I will get to. Anyway, as I was saying, now in this world, it's the exact same as ours, with the one slight problem. They have their world's infested with devils. And now, I've read a mini-series, okay? You guys see my channel, when you guys recommend something, I have to practically go read or watch an entire series if I truly want to do an in-depth version, which I am doing for one of you guys. You recommend something, but regardless, right? So, as I was saying, in my opinion, the devils inside Chainsaw Man are brilliant. They actually kind of remind me of cursed spirits in a way, from Jujutsu Kaisen, but in regards, these are brilliant. So basically, the devils are they are the fear of humanity. What I mean by that, if you fear it could be anything. It could be, for an example, a tomato. There was a tomato devil. Since there is a fear of tomatoes, there will be a devil of the concept of tomatoes. It's quite that easy. All fears of mankind, anything of mankind, technically is a devil. There's literally no, there's a grape devil. There's, like I said, a tomato devil. There's an eternity devil, a hell devil, Control Devil, Bomb Devil, Chainsaw, obviously, and many more. And there's literally think of in this. It's basically all of humans, any concept that basically and they are concepts as well, which is also really interesting because we do see when a devil, spoiler alert, is been killed, like actually killed by Denji, their concept's actually gone. Now I'll get into the killing thing later. So devils in the series actually can't technically die. When they die, like for example, we see one of the first devils ever killed was by Denji. He killed the Tomato Devil. If he killed him, he was sent back to hell. Now, in hell, if you die again, you're reincarnated back in Earth. It's an infinite cycle. It's go on forever. We don't know why Denji can just, if he can eat some, their fear and concepts gone forever. But I'm not getting into that. I just want to get into why it's perfect. So, the way they bring out the devils is very unique. Now, they're not like, for example, they're not like in Black Clover, where they're kind of sticking to the more generic I'm evil and like, look at me, I'm not gonna stray away, or in the sense they're not sticking to the we can be changed or like we are different, like in Seven Deadly Sins, for example. Like the demons, they're like, hey, they're whatever, right? No, these things are more of a mixed match. They have no motive to do what they do. They, from what we know of, they don't even need to eat. We don't know. They do drink human blood to heal, though. That's only to heal. So it's really interesting. We don't know what these devils even want. There's like, it's like they want to see the humans suffer. But then there's devils, for example, like the Angel Devil, who is the like concept or fear of angels, and he is a actual very good person. There's a time which I didn't admit, like there was a crushed man, and he was a like almost dead devil hunter, and Aki, another co-star, which very amazing character. I was so sad when he died, spoiler alert. And he, asked him, hey, can you use your powers to end him softly? And, softly, but I'm easily, take him out quickly. And he said, although I'm an angel, I'm a devil before I'm an angel. So there's this, like, comparison from these devils. And, like, Chainsaw, I can make a whole video just talking about why the devils alone are amazing. But, like, basically, there's really no concrete of these devils. Like, Puccietta, Chainsaw Devil, he's just a nice person for some. Maybe it's only because the Denji, he was his only friend. Like, we don't know. Okay, I really can't categorize these devils. They're very unique in their own sense, and they have no motive, which makes them very unique. We don't know what they're here, how they even existed, or where they come from. But let's just move on to other stuff. Kind of like how I mentioned Aki, their characters in this verse are so thought out and deep. There's not one character you can find that doesn't have a backstory that was thought out and elaborated on. Partly because, most people a good chunk of people have died in this series already, but like practically every character was elaborated on in some way, some more than others. The co-stars, all of them are elaborated on. Aki, like I mentioned, his family was killed by the Gun Devil, and he swore on that day to kill him, even to the point of where he made and yes, in his series, people make contracts with the devils to use their power, and it all depends on the contract. They have to uphold it. Yeah. For example, Denji got the best end of the bargain. All he had to held up was live life to what he wanted, his fullest, like live a good normal life. That's all Puccietta wanted him to do, and he just basically gave him all his power, which is very, very useful in this verse. Some people have to sacrifice their entire life, which actually comes back to Aki. He is contracted to, within the premise of the story, he was contracted to 3 devils: the Fox, the Curse, and the Future Devil. Now the Fox Devil just dipped because he's a dick, which is another funny thing. The Fox Devil only contracts with those who he thinks are handsome, and if you overuse them, he's just like, fuck you, and bounces, which is another unique parallel to like what a fox would do. Foxes are mischievous, you could say. They're like, I'm here and then I'm gone. But like, which is just amazing how they just kind of keep these devils, like, you don't know what they're gonna do. Hell, even the Shark Fiend Devil, Beam, was a overprotective to his master, Denji, Chainsaw Man. It's very unique how, and most of these fiends died protecting the people or who they want. Most of the fiends are actually very good people, and that actually ties in. Might as well go over the fiends real quick. So the fiends are basically like devil-possessed humans. Like when a corpse dies, the devil possesses them. They're also they were referred once as devilmen, but then they're referred as fiends. So yeah, maybe that was just, I don't know, maybe I read that wrong, but they're fiends, right? Anyway, so as I was saying, and like usually they would be much weaker, but the more intelligent a fiend is correlates to how much of their humanity they kept from one possession. For example, the violence devil, his name's slipping me right now, I'm sorry, but like he was a fiend, he became a fiend, and he hated violence. He was a pacifist in a way, I guess you could say, and he always wanted to just be nice to people, and he was a very, very, like, good. He was probably one of the most human characters in the series. But like the fiends are just a whole nother topic I could get on by itself. But back to, like, for Aki, for example, he literally sacrificed years of his life to the cursed devil just to get to this point where he could potentially even meet the gun devil, which, goddamn, the gun devil, he has literally no character, but he doesn't need it. He's literally just a big mush of guns. Like, I don't know, like, he's just guns. When I saw him, I didn't expect that. I was just like, what the fuck? What is this? It was just so interesting to see. It's just fleshy, demonic-y guns. I don't know what you want me to tell you. And he, devoted his life to it, and like he only had even towards the end, he only even had 2 years left to live due to the curse and shit like that. But something he actually would build from his character is like him, Denji, and Power are all paired up in the same team squadron, right? And the thing about that is, like, he grew on them as they grew on him, to the point when they actually did track down the gun devil. He didn't want to go fight it because he didn't want to lose his family. He didn't want these guys to get hurt, even if it cost him not to get the revenge he's been looking for years, which is just such a good moment. Eventually they did end up fighting him, but not because of his own wishes. They were gonna be forced to go anyway, and so he was like, hey, I might as well fight for them. If I'm not gonna fight alone, I'm not gonna make him fight alone. That's just like a tip of an iceberg of Aki, and that whole Aki, I'm not pronouncing his name. I'm saying Aki like the bad thing. I'm saying Ake, whatever. Him, right? And he's just a tip of an iceberg of all the other complex characters. I can't even get into the relationships these have, and I'm not touching Denji yet because that's for a different video. It's gonna be kind of similar to my Asta one, and like even the designs themselves of the characters are very unique, especially like when I saw Denji's Devilman hybrid, Chainsaw Man Devil hybrid. I was kind of blown by it. I was like, wait, what's this? How come there's a chainsaw coming out of his head? Why is there on his arms? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't really look too fashionable. It doesn't look like something a shonen would do. And that's exactly it. This is, yes, a shonen, but it's so original, it shouldn't even be considered shonen. Like, most shonen, like, have the stereotypical tropes, like, not even just the characters, the series themselves have a stereotypical, or at least inherit something from a shonen perspective. This, as far as I can tell, has no shonen to it at all. There is literally no shonen to this. This is by far the most detailed in terms of goreness, as well as like gore and even like pervertive stuff among all of shonen. Even the anime said to have no filter and even elaborate more on these set scenes. I'm just surprised this can even be a shonen. And this should set the bar so all those censorships people do use. I'm looking at you, Seven Deadly Sins season 4. Anyway, and even season 5. Anyway, so as I was saying, and this just sets a whole new bar of what shonen could be. There is no classic shonen tropes to this. This is just a brand new. This is something, basically, if you would take this and put it back in the day of Dragon Ball Z, this would be considered something different. Like, Dragon Ball Z was a different type of thing. Like, we know it kind of set the standards of, for example, all of the shonen tropes. And of course, they all have their unique take on it. Some are less shown than others, but they usually have some type of show into it. Chainsaw Man doesn't have that. It has its own unique, grim, depressing, but like this feeling you get when you read it, which you can understand and relate to. I bet there's one character you can actually truly see and be like, this could be me. There's real life problems in this series. There is people with anxiety because they don't even want to be in this type of line of duty. There's people that truly suffer from the deaths of literally even the Gun Devil. If it wasn't for the Gun Devil, Ake wouldn't be a thing. If it wasn't for the Yakuza, putting Denji's dad for dead, he would have never probably even met Buchieta. If it wasn't for, I don't know, power just was power, whatever. Power just, I don't think nothing could have avoided power, but she probably would have died and went back to hell. And just, let's talk about hell. Hell in their verse is just so unique. It's so bizarre. It's like a peaceful meadow with millions of doors, which from what we've seen, when the door opens, it drops out one of the fears, one of them concepts, them fears, right? And meaning each one of those doors, it leads to another brand new, concept, and fear, another brand new devil, which is just the feeling when you look at that, you're in total shock. Not alone when we see the Darkness Devil, which he deserves a video. I'm not even gonna touch on that. But this series was just this. And the way even the ending of part 1 was just so unique. This had everything. It had consequences, development, drama, comedy. That for sure, a lot of comedy, as well as grim, dark. It basically filled all the checks that you could ever even want in a series, let alone just an anime or manga. And I truly can't wait for it to be animated. Some of these fights or even just scenes in general, I want to be animated. And I truly can't wait for this month. The second part should be coming out, and this is just a very phenomenal series, and I feel like I just kind of touched up on why I like it. This is just my favorite manga of all time. It's probably not going to be topped, and just the deepness of these characters that go, the backstories, the emotional problems people go through. There's just so much interesting way. Even the power system in this series is unique. I wouldn't call it the best, no. There's many other complex, yes, but it's very unique in a sense, if you know what I mean. And I think this is what kind of wrap up this video. I could go on hours of why this is just amazing, but I just kind of want to share my feelings on why Chainsaw Man's amazing, and I'm just so happy I got into it, and I will explain in a sooner video why I love Denji. And Denji probably pulled a good portion of this series for me, and I'll explain that later on. But in the meantime, that's all for this video. Tell me what you guys think about Chainsaw Man. Is the hype real or is it false? It's all up to your opinion. In my opinion, this is gonna be anime of the year, maybe even decade, if they even have that. And this is gonna be the new big 3. This guy right here, Chainsaw Man, Denji, he's gonna be part of the new gen big 3. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so that's all. Don't forget to have the Discord in my link in the description. Please go join that if you want to have special questions, or even just do special things you as a viewer or even subscriber won't be able to do. Comment, and subscribe, and comment down if there's any video you like me to do, a recommendation. And yeah, that's all. And Mr. Crafty.